Hey man, I think it's time that I introduce myself and you know I'm so unofficial. And I got to be that way, man. I wanna say, I just wanna say you things I need to say, man. I just wanna say welcome. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
How I got started? I got started. I mean, I started music at such a young age that it's totally ridiculous. I remember, I remember when I was a little girl. I had to be about, oh my gosh, I had to be maybe like about 13. Yeah, somewhere in that area. No, younger than that. It has to be at least 10, 10, 11, maybe 12, somewhere in that area. But I remember I used to love, I cannot remember the name of the song, but I used to have this one, we had this record player, and I only had one album, you know, one vinyl, whatever, one record, excuse me. I only had one record for it, and it was Prince, and I cannot remember the name of the song, I cannot say no lie. But I used to love that song. And I remember I used to be in my kitchen, one in the little dining room area, and I remember I used to have the broom. And I took the broom, and I made like I took something like my mom's stockings or something, and I made it sort of be like a belt strap for the guitar, for my play guitar. And I remember I used to play the guitar to Prince, and I used to have the lights off, and I remember that I used to sing that song like crazy, you know. And I remember it was just one little song I had. It was like too cold to hold, no, too hot to handle, too cold to hold, something. I mean, it was just something that I remember it was so long ago, you know. And I remember when I was younger, I used to love Total. I used to love listening to Total. And every day when I came home from school, now this lasted well on into like middle school. Every day I used to come home, and I used to put on my little show gear, and I used to dress up, and I used to turn on. I had this one tape that had all the songs on it that I wanted to perform. You know, I was in my room, and that was my stage, and I used to envision performing at schools, you know, to like doing benefits and, you know, talking to the youth, reaching out to the youth or whatever. Now, I mean, mind you, I was like 14, maybe 15, you know what I'm saying? So I've always had a passion for the people. I've always wanted to help people. But I remember I used to perform anywhere, anything from Aaliyah to Total. Man, I even had some Gerald Levert on there. Oh man, I mean that's like a throwback. I honestly forgot about that for a minute, and, you know, so I started thinking about that. That's crazy, but yeah, I used to do it. And it used to be a workout too, cause I'd be dancing and all. I had the steps and all, yo. I was getting it. I used to just be doing my thing, man. And I mean, I remember I had this one radio. I don't know if y'all remember them radios. That they had the little, it was a little, you know, little radios, like little box radios or whatever. And they used to have the little record button on it, and you could record. And I remember I ain't had no beat, you know what I'm saying? This was before I got hooked up with the actual beats and stuff from my cousin, you know what I'm saying? Because he used to, you know, he was overseas, he was in the army, but he used to send me tapes and stuff that he made, because he was a DJ. And so he used to send me tapes and stuff that he used to make. And so I had beats then, but at this point in time I ain't had no beats. It was just me and my record button, and all I did was press record and just flow, you know. I remember that, man. I remember that I was at a talent show one year at the middle school, at my school, and I remember that I cannot remember the song. Lord knows I wish I could find that tape to this day. And I remember that song. There's one still circulating too, because I remember I was at work one night and this lady came in and she told me, she said, you know, I still got your tape of the talent show, and we still pop that tape in every now and again. And I remember one of the teachers, and it was crazy to me because this was a white lady, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, I was rapping, you know what I'm saying? And at this time I wasn't saved, you know what I'm saying? But I still wasn't doing nothing out of the ordinary, you know. It wasn't too far from what I'm doing now. She came And, you know, she picked me out of the crowd. And she was like, you the girl who did the talent show last night? And I said, yeah. And she said, okay, come here. I want you to meet somebody. And at the time, we was having a get-together. It was a little social thing. And we had this motivational speaker. She came, you know, to motivate us or whatever. And she was like, I really want you to meet this young lady because she's so talented, so gifted, you know, and I really think that, you know, you need to meet her. So I met her, you know, she encouraged me and told me, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, you know. And I mean, I remember that moment because it felt so good, because I'm like, okay, here's this white lady, and she's an older white lady, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to white people, you know, old people at all, nothing like that. But it was just like coming from where I'm coming from, you know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper. I'm like, okay, I'm rapping. What is he, you know what I'm saying? What is this old lady doing? And then I didn't even win the contest. So that was another part that was just really, really crazy about it. But, you know, she came and she was like, you know, yeah, I remember you. And I'm like, okay. You know, so that made me really feel good. So, I mean, that's a little bit, you know, that's my background. I talk about my life. I talk about my reality. And I know, like, you can look at Tupac. Tupac is a good, you know what I'm saying, example of that. Because Tupac, he talked about his life. You know, he talked about every element of his life. You know, and even though, you know, he was a secular artist, I had and still have much respect for him, because he was, you know, he told it like it was, you know what I'm saying, for him. A lot of people didn't agree with him. A lot of people didn't agree with the way he brought forth, the message that he brought forth. But if you take a look at it, you know what I'm saying, and you realize what he was saying, he was speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people sell him short, and a lot of people, you know, over glamorize him, you know, because in just another person, take a look at R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, you know, a wonderful songwriter, a very artistic man, you know what I mean, but, you know, just like, you know, he just kind of cast his pearls to the swine, you know what I'm saying, because it's like, he could do so much for the kingdom of God, because he's such a, you know, he's such an awesome writer, you know what I'm saying, it's like, the way that he writes, the way that he sings, you know what I'm saying, the way that he could describe something to you, and actually, you can actually see it vividly, you know what I'm saying. He could sing a song and you could actually visualize what he's singing about in your head, because he paints a picture so perfectly, you know what I'm saying. And it's like, you know, these are the people that I grew up on. R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, and Tupac. You know, I wasn't really a Biggie fan. You know, he had a couple hits, you know, that I like, but I wasn't really a Biggie fan. You know what I'm saying. I grew up on, you know, Aaliyah. You know, that was my girl. You know, I loved Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying. I always said I wanted to, when I made it big, I wanted to do a song with her, but, you know, heaven knows best. But you know, yeah, but, you know, getting back to that, like, Tupac, man, you know, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they sell him short, and a lot of people over-glamorize him, you know, because he said a lot of things that were true. You know, he said a lot of things about the community, about the country, about the, you know, about politics, you know, about things that people needed to hear. But people don't want to hear it because of the way that he brought it forth, because he didn't, you know, you got to look at, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not comparing him in any way, shape, form, or fashion to, you know, to Christ, but you got to look at the way when Christ came into the world, you know, a lot of people did not accept him because he was a carpenter's son. A lot of people did not accept him because of the simple fact that he did not look like the coming Messiah. He did not look like what they visualized in their minds for the coming Messiah. You know what I'm saying? So they really did not accept him. And that's the reason how he got up on the cross. You know what I'm saying? You know, not just because it was written in the scriptures and it had to come to pass, but a lot of it is because a lot of people are so close-minded because of what something looks like, instead of actually taking the time to actually understand what's being said and understand what's going on. We kind of just cast it away because it doesn't sound like what we think gospel should sound like. It doesn't feel like what we think, you know, the spirit of the Lord should feel like, or whatever. You know, we reject a lot of blessings because we're so close-minded. And one thing that I love about God that he does in me is that he allows me to tell the truth, the raw, uncut about my life. And that's why, you know, I brought up Tupac, because, you know, he told a story about his life. And you can't get mad at somebody telling their story.
You can really say whatever you want to, but there's a few things that I just want to do, man. I ain't gonna be no dying, no fake, no phony. I'ma tell them boy to deal whether they hate me or love me, cause I gotta be real.